Hey busy bees, this is Justine here, and I just wanted to talk to you all about, excuse me, about everything, my plans and everything that's going down basically. So I met with Dr. Stape and basically we set up a plan for me to get the Transabdominal Cerclage, and I'm happy about that. He's like one of the best in Miami. I'm getting it done in Naples because they have the soonest availability. I was supposed to get it done December 7th, but the lady who told me December 7th, she had no idea. She didn't even have a reason to be telling me that date because she doesn't coordinate the surgery. So actually it's been moved to January 10th, which is fine because that way I can enjoy December and Christmas and all of that, and my daughter's birthday, and the cruise for her birthday in January, and then the surgery's right after the cruise. But today is my birthday, November 29th, 2018. I am 25 years old. And I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to make this video today because it's a special day, and I really intend on this page to be very informative and to just help a lot of women out here who have incompetent cervix or have heard of incompetent cervix or not sure what incompetent cervix is. So I'm just laying in my bed. I'm relaxing. You know, ideally I wanted to come to you all in a more formal approach. But this is me, you know, a lot of the videos that y'all might see are going to be very abrupt, maybe just out of the blue, because I feel like when something on my heart, I want to like get it out at that moment. But I just also feel like I turned 25 and I want this to be a release. I want this to be like a new me. I want to, ooh, that looks good. I want to start fresh, you know. I want to leave what happened when I was 24. You know, I'm 25 now. I want to start over. I want a new start, you know, and I deserve that. So I just want to give y'all some of my background, some of my history, why I need a transabdominal cerclage, you know, just everything, and you know, go from there. It's a little hard to talk about, but that's what I pray to God about every single day, is to not let this be something I mourn over, but to let it be a platform for other women and other people around the world that have no clue what incompetent cervix is, and you know, who lose their children constantly because they are trying to figure out what's wrong with me. But I'm gonna let y'all know my story, and yeah, this will be the first time like I talk about it. I'm already tearing up because this will be the first and the last time that I talk about it, because I'm through with the mourning process, and I'm through with being sad. I'm through with crying. I'm through with it all, you know. I just want to accept that this is just something that happened in my life, and it just had to happen. And excuse my hair, whatever, y'all. I'm just really like organic type of person. Like, I don't try to spruce up for, you know, y'all like family to me. So, you know, I just talk to y'all like family. But anyway, my name is Sylestra Brown. I go by Justine from my middle name. And I have a page already here on YouTube. It's called The Average Family, with my husband Eric and my daughter Nathala. And we basically we vlog family vlogs and vacation vlogs and things like that. And then my daughter has a page called Playtime with Angel. So I'll leave those pages, the links for those pages down below in the description box. But I have a daughter. She's December 17th, she'll be 3. Pregnancy with her was amazing. I had just a little bit of nausea here and there. Yeah, a little bit of nausea. Other than that, cervix was fine. Everything was totally fine. And perfect pregnancy. I delivered her via C-section because she wouldn't come out vaginally. Then I got pregnant again. This past pregnancy, I found out I was pregnant in July. And this pregnancy was totally different. I had morning sickness very bad, hyperemesis gravidarum. I never like vomited, I always was nauseous. I never like threw up except for like, one time, but that was after I feel like I had like eaten some meat. That's a long story, but throughout my pregnancy, I was pretty much nauseous, like normal pregnant people are. My glasses are like, ugh. And but for the most part, the pregnancy was going perfectly fine. No complications, even though I was feeling it. The baby was fine. The baby was growing. Everything was perfect. I went to Jacksonville. I was just about to turn 16 weeks. And long story short, I went out to eat. I started feeling some pain in my back a little bit. Went away. Started having little cramps and went away. I thought it was just raw ligament pain. And when I stood up, I felt something just drop into my vagina. Like, it was just like, I felt it, Went to the hospital. My membranes were bulging. Cervix was dilated, basically. Baby was trying to come out. It wasn't even preterm labor. It was just like, I wasn't even contracting. So, the light's changing. So, they had me laying basically upside down for days. It worked, but it didn't work because half of her body was hanging out in that sac, which is exposing my vagina. So they couldn't do the cerclage, emergency transvaginal cerclage. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. The more that I know about a cerclage, it wouldn't even have lasted because they found out I had an infection in my uterus, and knowing what I know now, a transvaginal cerclage, it's prone to infections. And then for me to already have an infection in my uterus, it's like it just would have caused me to go in labor. Like, my body would be like, no. And I think that's what happened this time around. Anyway, I delivered baby girl Brown, and I was 16 weeks. I delivered her vaginally. She was very tiny, like this, less than the size of my hand. Very tiny. Not developed, kind of like a little alien, but not in a bad way, but just, come on, like when you see pictures of them, like, it's alien, like it's like they're not formed, but you could see what it was trying to become, kind of situation. So yeah, then the infection was so bad in my uterus, my placenta just wasn't released. I ended up having to get a DNC anyway. So I gotta get a DNC. I hemorrhage while I'm getting my DNC. I need multiple blood transfusions. I had no clue how bad the situation was until I came out of surgery and my blood pressure kept dropping. They kept having to put this medicine to keep my blood pressure up every 5 minutes, and that eventually went to ICU because it just wouldn't stay up. But it stayed up. By the time I got there, it stayed up. And my husband was there, and I just could feel myself going in and out, and I just was like, help me, like I'm about to pass out, you know. And they would pump the medicine in, and I would come back to life, you know. And I just was like, I need whatever is in that syringe to keep going, you know. And they sent me to ICU. So not only did I miscarry, you know, I'm in ICU, hemorrhaged, low blood pressure. I'm talking low, like 60/20. I don't know, something like crazy. I was freezing. My husband, he don't know what's going on. You know, he's in a waiting room. He's seeing bodies getting rolled out. He don't know if it's me. They taking forever. You know, he finally get back there with me. And so happy, relieved that I'm just okay. You know, sometimes I get emotional thinking about his standpoint. I understand where I was, like, my standpoint of it all, but just imagine, like, your spouse, like, they don't know what's going on, like, and all they could do is wait on somebody to tell them yay or nay, and that's horrible, you know. But he stayed so strong, and he's a praying man, so I know he was praying, and everything went fine. The bleeding was like hardly none, and I did good. I got released from the hospital after like 5 days, and I was happy to see my daughter. My in-laws had my daughter, watching her, and I was so happy to see her and just understand that, yeah, I may have miscarried this child, but I have a child still, and, you know, that helped me. I was a mess. I was a wreck. I cried a lot. It's going on 2 months now, and I thank God that I'm not where I was, because I was pretty much in the worst depression. So, let me think. I hate that, you know, I hate that. Being depressed is no joke, you know. It's easier said than done. It's like you stuck, and you don't even know how to get out. Your mind just ain't even where it should be to get out. You don't know what to do. You feel like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive this? When am I gonna get out this funk? Or when is it gonna end? When is the pain gonna end? Like, it's horrible. I had postpartum depression, basically like a little bit of baby blues. Not really postpartum depression, but just some baby blues with my daughter for 3 weeks. You know, it wasn't bad, but I didn't like that, you know. I didn't like it then, but now to have postpartum depression with mourning, it just was horrible, you know. So yeah, but so I decided to get her cremated because that was just our personal preference. I'm not even going to go into details about that, but that was just our personal preference, and we're going to spread her ashes in the ocean. And You know, I feel like that's my way of releasing her. She's always been with the Father, and that gives me comfort. Like, even in my womb, she was still with him. He had not breathed his breath of life into her yet. She was still being formed. Her flesh was being formed. She was with the Father, and that's how I cope, you know, knowing like she wasn't hurt. You know, she's not disappointed in me. You know, she don't know what was going on. You know, and I'm gonna just keep my glasses off because I ain't got time to keep taking them off. But you know, this is my first time like talking about this to y'all. You know, and it hurts because you feel like you lost a child, but then again it's like she wasn't even formed, and yes, she would have eventually been my child. She wasn't formed, and I'm just going to like accept the fact that it was just her flesh, it was just her body in me. God had not blew his life into her yet. So, you know, as far as she knows, she's been with God. You know, like I've had her in me, but she's been with God. She never left God. And God just decided, like, you know what? Not this time. Not this time. But, and you know, God spoke to me one day and said, you know, the puzzle is so much greater than this one piece. It hurt. This one piece may hurt, but the puzzle so much greater. Like, I had an infection in my uterus. Like, what if she was born sick and still passed away? Like, what if I got all the way to the end? You know, like, I just thank God for that. But anyway, yeah, incompetent cervix. When your cervix prematurely dilates and opens and allows that sac to fall through, and it's like you're going into labor. Silent abortion is what they call it. And I don't like that term, but you know, that's medically what it's called. That's what's on my documents. That's what it says. You know, they don't know it. They don't know. They just know that my cervix open and it just bam. But I can't mourn on this forever. I can't cry about this forever. I can't be sad about this forever. I can't have this heaviness. I cannot sit here and dwell on this forever. Like, it has to be something that happened and something that's done, and I have to move on. This could seriously deteriorate my life. You know, this could affect my happiness, my joy, my peace, and I'm not allowing it to do that. God is so great, and I don't know why, and I never question God why. I just always pray for God to give me closure and peace. Closure and peace. That's the main two. I pray for comfort and all that, but mostly closure and peace, because that's what I need. I want peace to know that it happened and it had to happen, and I want closure to know like it's done and I can move on my life and I can have more children, and at least I know what happened. So my doctor, I was out of town, so when I called her and told her, she was just like, you know, you getting a cerclage the next time you get pregnant, you know. And I just thank God that it's not something permanent. I thank God that I can still have children, you know. God just what she just wasn't meant to be here, you know. And I just got to get that through my mind, like, you know, she just wasn't meant to be here. God wanted her, he kept her, because he has another plan for us, and he didn't want her to be born sick, or her to get bigger and be born stillborn, or be miscarry her when she looks like an actual physical but healthy baby. Like, I thank God for that. And I'm so sorry for women out there who had to go through that. Like, I'm on a page called Abby Loopers on Facebook, and I think it's like a Yahoo group thing. It's a website. And a lot of women have gone through second trimester losses way beyond 16 weeks just because, of incompetent cervix. And it's sad, and I'm so sorry for you all who have gone through that. It's not easy. I'm just saying, in my perspective, excuse me. Excuse me. Whew. I just thank God that I didn't have to experience that. Like, they look like babies. Like, she looked like she was forming into a baby, but she had no fat under her skin. It was just like organs and bones, It wasn't like a physical baby, But anyways, sometimes I wanna forget it. I just wanna just erase it from my mind. But I just got to understand, like, she just wasn't meant to be here, and I got to move on. That's how I move on from this, That's how I get through it. A lot of people, they celebrate the birthdays, and I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to say, you know what? She was born an angel in heaven, and she was always an angel in heaven, and God just kept his angel. That's basically what happened. She was always an angel in heaven. God just kept his angel, and I just had to get rid of that flesh, because flesh could not inherit the kingdom of God, and it was in me, so I had to get rid of it. And that's just the way that it goes, So I didn't know what in the world a cerclage was, or what I was going to do. What in the world is a transvaginal cerclage? I didn't even know this exists. This problem exists. And my doctor is like, transvaginal cerclage. So, okay, I start looking up transvaginal cerclages. Like, okay. And I'm like, a lot of women, some women are very successful with it. Some women aren't. Some women are having their babies like early second trimester viability stage. And I'm not seeing like a lot of success. A lot of women saying they have to be on bed rest. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, that's miserable to me. Of course I would do whatever it takes, but that's miserable. The fact that you can't even, like, you have to be on bed rest and afraid to go push to do a bowel movement, scared you're gonna push the baby out, or scared to get up, scared to sit down or sit up because the baby might fall through, or oh my gosh, like, is that what I want to live through for the next 9 to 10 months? No. Then I saw I think it was Dr. Davis drew a picture of transvaginal cerclages, the types of cerclages, I should say. And one was called a transabdominal cerclage, one was called a TVIC, and then it was the Shaduker, and then it was the TVC, transvaginal cerclage. I don't know, don't quote me. But the transvaginal cerclage is like at the tippy top. Let's say my nail is my vagina. And then like that first line on my finger is the lower part of my cervix, and my actual hand is my uterus. So The transvaginal cerclage will be placed at the first line. The shaduker or something will be placed in the middle of that middle portion. So like somewhere in here. And then the TVIC is kind of like as the furthest they could get in your cervix vaginally. It kind of will be like this line right here. So like the second line. But the transabdominal cerclage will be like right here, like actually on the base of your uterus, like right here. And it will be done through surgery. I didn't want no surgery. I was like, I want to do all that. It's permanent. Then I started reading the success rates and all these people that got it, that got their rainbow babies and they got pregnant multiple times. Multiple TAC babies were pregnant with multiples, triplets and twins. And I said, oh my gosh, 99% success rate of delivering your baby between 35 to 37 weeks. 37 weeks really, but because some people who deliver 35, it's because of other complications like preeclampsia and things like that. But with no issues pertaining to yourself, not the cerclage, but just in general, your overall health, without any issues, you can deliver 37 to 38 weeks. And I said, oh my gosh. So I joined this group and I'm like, what is this with such success rates? Joined the Abby Loopers. And I started asking questions. I know they were getting tired of me. I asked them a lot of questions. And I found this one lady and she's like, Dr. Stop It. I'm like, who's in Miami? Who's in Florida? Who's in, Dr. Stop It. He's in Miami. He's the best. His success rates are amazing. This and that. I see people who had kids from him and who are like, he's the best. He's so sweet. And yada, yada, yada. I look him up. He's like the top surgeon, the top robotic surgeon. He does the Da Vinci method of robotic surgery on you for the transabdominal cerclage, which is the best. One of the best. Some do the transverse way, I think it's called. And Dr. Haney actually does like an incision, like when you get a C-section, like a small one. They have their purposes, but the Da Vinci is like the bomb, the robot. And he is the medical director of that. And he actually teaches other surgeons how to perform this surgery. He's like the top dog. And I got a consultation with him in Naples. My husband and I drove 2 hours out with my daughter. We went to go see him. He was amazing. Got the surgery date. And now I'm getting my surgery January 10th. And that's where we are right now. So I told you from the beginning to the end. And I plan on bringing you all with me through this journey. This is a journey for me. I'm nervous about getting surgery after like hemorrhaging in the hospital before. I'm just like so nervous just about everything. But I'm going to get this transabdominal cerclage and I'm going to try to conceive again. And I know in the name of Jesus, I'm going to carry this baby full term, healthy living baby. And I bet it's going to be a boy. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like God said, you know what? A girl is not right now, a boy. Because, like, why would, like, I ain't going to ask him why, but I just feel like, what if that was his intention? Like, you know what? I'm going to give you this boy you desire. So, I don't know. That's just my little thinking. But, yeah. So, it's my birthday today. December is full of fun. Make sure y'all go check out the Average Family page. The link is below in the description box. December is going to have some fun. We're going to be putting up the Christmas tree, going to the carnival. Nathalia has her Christmas pageant where they sing Christmas carols and things like that. Her birthday, then Christmas, and then going to Jacksonville for New Year's, and then we're going to spread the ashes and, finally just release our daughter. And going on a cruise that same week. So we have a lot planned. Then the next week I get my TAC. So I forgot to tell y'all, the reason why we doing it in the ocean, I decided that because, excuse me, I don't want to hold on to her ashes because I feel like if I hold on to it, I'll be holding on to her. I'll be feeling like that's her. I wouldn't be releasing her. I just want to keep her memory in my heart. I don't want to like hold on to her and feel like, oh my gosh, if a fire, God forbid, happened, I need to grab that because my child is in that box. Like I can't live like that. I would feel like, oh, I can't drop the box. I'm dropping her. I don't want to live like that because I turn things into actual like beings, and I don't want to live like that and feel like I just don't want to live like that. So, it's okay for some people. It's not okay for me emotionally. And the beach has always been a happy place for myself and my husband, even my daughter. Like, we love going to the beach. We love swimming. And it's just always been a calm and happy place. And one thing that we used to do in Jacksonville all the time, my husband and I, even before we were pregnant with my daughter, Nathala, before we had her, we always would drive to Fernandina Beach. We'll get in the car and just drive the hour drive, 45-minute drive to Fernandina Beach. And we enjoyed ourselves. We love going to Fernandina Beach. So I'm just like, that would be the place that I would want to just release her, And I just feel like the ocean is alive, It just keeps, it just like, it's alive, I just want to let her be free. Even though she's not in that flesh, even though she's not in the ashes, she's with the Father. In my mind, I'm like letting her free. I'm just releasing her. I'm releasing the pain. I'm releasing the grief, the mourning, sadness, and I'm keeping only the happiness. Only understanding that God, it was God's will, and He kept His angel with Him, and He's going to send me another baby. And I'm sure if God could have not let me get pregnant and did this change, He would. But I know it was for a reason. It was for me to be able to use this as a platform to not only show other women that I'm going through it with you. I've been through it, and you're going to get through it. But also to just be encouragement. And also, I wouldn't even known about this TAC, this Transabdominal Cerclage, and a lot of women on here have gotten it, but I don't see a lot of people like talking about it on YouTube or explaining what it is, or sharing their journey too much. There is one lady, well, two ladies on here that have, a few ladies have, but one lady really has, and I'll leave her page in the description below. I think it's Mona Hayes or Mona Hines or something like that. 40 weeks and counting. She has like a group on Facebook, but she's really good. And the lady who she's met through sharing her story, she shared her story about she has her rainbow baby from the TAC. So I just want to like let y'all in on my experience. From the beginning, I have no clue what I'm getting myself into, but I know it's gonna be the best decision I ever made in my life. And my husband's so excited for me, and I'm so excited. And God is so good that I'm getting this in January. I wanted it next week, but you know what? I get to enjoy the holidays with my daughter, not in no pain. I can't pick her up. I just want to enjoy December and the first week of January with my daughter. It's so special. And get the Transabdominal Cerclage. And I didn't intend on this video being so long, y'all, but not only is this informative for y'all, but it's a release for me. It's therapeutic to me to talk about it to y'all and just be an open book, very transparent, you know. I just want to be someone that can advocate, you know. I want to be an advocate for transabdominal cerclage. A lot of women get the transvaginal cerclage because their OB says get it, and then they lose their child because it wasn't enough, you know. And I just feel like the next step should be the best step. A lot of people don't even some doctors won't even give you the transabdominal because they feel like you have to have a failed TVC, transvaginal cerclage. But I'm like, I'm not gonna go through that again. Are you insane? It's already enough to find out that I have incompetent cervix by miscarrying. I'm not going to get a transvaginal cerclage only for you to say, oh, my mistake. You do need a transabdominal cerclage. Like, it's insane. If you're in the Miami area, go to Dr. Estape. He ain't even, look, 5-10 minutes in, he's like, let's go schedule your surgery. He didn't ask no questions because he knows, you know, one is enough. One loss is enough. And that's what, you know, I am serious about. One is enough. You know, it shouldn't take 2 or 3. One is enough. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I'm glad that y'all are coming with me on my journey to get this transabdominal cerclage. And if you have any questions or anything, if you just want to leave words of encouragement, leave them down below in the comment box. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell because it's going to let you know when I upload new videos. And my next video, I think I'm going to talk about what the transabdominal cerclage is and read a few of the board writings on app bloopers online from experienced TAC surgeons, and you know, answer a few questions. So if y'all have some questions, leave them down below. I'll you know, do my research for you all and figure out the answers to some of these questions because I'm new just like y'all, and we'll learn together. So, all right, busy bees, I'll see you later. Thank you. Love y'all.